Hello, everybody. This is Harvard. Actually, you can see by the H on the hat. And I'm sitting here with my partner from Two Heads Are Better Than One, Zack Cimini. And we're here for week number 8. Zack, we had a pretty good week last week. The one thing I really, not that I'm a proponent of ever losing a big game and taking the wind out of your sail, but you know what? I think there was a lot of players out there that go to our website, watch the videos and everything, and they were kind of like waiting for me to lose that one big game so now they could get on. And it worked out, I guess. I was 14-2 going into the last week, or rather Zack and I were. Then we lost with Western Kentucky, put us at 14-3. And then we came back and won Sunday in the NFL, so we're now 15-3. So if you want to just start all over with a 0-0 record, don't wait for the season to pass you by. In fact, this weekend on Saturday, I'm going to have my 3 for the money. It's going to include 2 of the college games that are part of the 3 for the money and my 10-star high roller game of the year. You and I matched up on that. We absolutely love it. In fact, if you remember, 3 weeks ago, we had that double systems play, and that got the money. Well, this is in a triple system that is 100%. It's never lost. And Zack was doing the numbers for the statistical and the technicals. Then we put the positional lineups, matchups together. And also, Zack, if you notice, this is a situational game that comes up very, very rare. So we should have a nice big play on that. So you'll get the 100% triple systems play along with 2 other college games. Now let's go into the first game. I couldn't wait for this. I've been tracking this game for the last 3 weeks.
Sunday night,
Green Bay is playing at Denver. I remember coming over here Monday when they first opened up the lines, and it was 1.5, and I just started betting it.
Yep.
So I got it at 1.5 and a 2, and now I believe the line is 3. Green Bay, they're on a 15-6 against the spread run, which I really like. At least they're betting and they're winning, covering the spread. Rodgers, we all know about him. He's 15th, or 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this year. But you know what? It's more than just that. I'm not sure that their running game is any good, even though everybody promotes C.J. Anderson as the thing of the future. Yeah. Well, Elway wants more rushing. Well, right now they're number 30th in the league, so he's not getting it there. Their offensive line, they had to replace 3 out of the 4. Okay, that was at the start of the season, so they can't keep using that as an excuse, but they've allowed 12 sacks. Manning, he last week, or not last week, he had 2 weeks ago, against Cleveland, he had 3 picks. They were only 4 of 18 on 3rd down, and now you're wanting me to go ahead and put money on this team. Defense is very good, but so is Green Bay's offense. So I'm just, call me stubborn or stupid, but I'm thinking Green Bay. I'm laying the 3. I just cannot see Denver and Manning ever, he can't throw under coverage. That's where his big part of his arm strength has to be, is under coverage. Mm-hmm. You have to throw that bullet spiral. It's not about throwing it long. In fact, who would have guessed this? If you look up the yardage numbers, Rodgers has 1,491 yards. Elway has passed for 1,525 yards. Manning has. Yeah. And who would have ever thought that Manning has more yardage? Well, what it is he throws a 3-yard screen and the guy scampers for 60 yards. Well, they give him a 60-yard pass. Yep. But that's not really what I call those screen plays, and you might want to talk about that. But put a check next to Green Bay for me, and let's see if 2 heads are better than 1 on this game.
Well, we're opposite on this one. I like Denver, and it has more to do. I know Peyton Manning's struggling; he's not going to change in that capacity. But they're getting a little bit more from the run game, I believe. And I think they can utilize Ronnie Hillman a little bit more and get that running game and nucleus still intact. But defensively is where I like the Denver Broncos. They have key Pro Bowlers on that defense, and I think they rise to the occasion. I think the bye weeks Peyton Manning's advantage is going to be healthy. And if you look at the AFC opponents they faced, that's where he's struggling. So he faces a Green Bay team where they don't have much film on him. They don't know the audibles he's used to calling. And I think Peyton Manning can take advantage of that.
Well, I guess I should just bet you and leave the juice alone. But but that's why people come to watch this, because two heads are better than one, and I do feel much more comfortable. I respect you. If you're on one side, I'm on the other. Well, then fine. Go to the next game. In fact, the next game that we're going to talk about, we're both on the same side. With the Indianapolis Carolina game. Right now, we're showing Carolina. Oh, let me see. Do I have the Carolina shirt on?
Yes.
I think so, but that doesn't mean I'm going to back them. Anytime they're laying more than a touchdown or a touchdown and more, I can't get on Carolina. They don't score enough points. They're defensive. Their defense does it all. Cam, he's not a danger downfield as much as he is for running. And so, fine, that keeps the chains moving, the clock moving, everything. There's some huge distractions in the Indy camp with Irsay and their general manager, and then the general manager and Pagano, and the way he's calling plays and sending out these crazy special teams shit and all that. I don't think the players themselves can back bad coaching, but yet, is he a bad coach? No, I think he just had a bad day. But remember last week, and here's what the question is for the week. When they were down 27-0 to New Orleans, first of all, that's an anomaly that, once every 1,000 years that might happen. Yeah. So the question is, are you more shocked that they were down 27-0, Zach, or happy that they came back in the second half and shut them out 21-0 and might keep that momentum running?
Yeah, I think if you, just like you said, it's a little bit of aberration to stretch Carolina to a touchdown favorite. If you look at those two games the Colts have played the past 2 weeks, they were in that game against the Patriots on Sunday Night Football as 10-point underdogs. They lost by 8, or whatever it was, 7 or 8. Then last week, they lost by 6. So where do you see, they play about as bad a football as you can, and where do you see that big advantage of 7 points on the Carolina side? I don't see it. I think Carolina's had a favorable schedule to start the season. They took advantage of it, of course, but there's going to come a time where this adjustment from the odds makers is going to come into play, and I think it's this week. They've been favored 4 times this season, Carolina. Every one of the games, I did the research, every one of the games they were favored by 3 points. So now suddenly, this game on primetime, remember that we did this with them Broncos earlier this season, the back-to-back primetime games. The Giants, they did it too, the Sunday and Monday. Now we have this case here with the Carolina Panthers. Great win Sunday night against Chip Kelly. But there was definitely some leaks that were on display there. And I think the Colts, as bad as they played, touchdown just too much, in my opinion.
Well, another thing, too, this is the best offensive team that can score points that they played this year. And I don't even put playing up there at Seattle. I don't think that was an offensive juggernaut to go against Russell Wilson and things like that. So they got the win. It didn't matter if they won or lost, but they got the win. So that probably gave us another point in value here. This game should have been 6, and let's just say 6. Well, that's a huge point to go over to laying that 7, because now they got to win by 8, and I just don't see them blowing anybody out. And I do like the coach for Carolina, Rivera. I think he's
Riverboat Run.
I really think, but he's another conservative. He's just not going to take any chances. They don't take chances at home. I think they take more prone to take chances on the road and things like that than they will at home. I do appreciate the fact that they're just solid, run it straight at you. Cam's going to play it pretty safe. He's really
3 interceptions the last game too.
Well, yeah, but he's the only offensive threat that the whole team has. They don't have any receivers. They don't have any offense. They don't have anything except him and the defense. So if you're going to rely on the defense, you shouldn't be laying 7, 8, 7.5, or on the other hand, having to win by 8 points. So I think two heads prevail here, and let's just go to Indianapolis. But what you really need to do is, maybe you don't want to come on board because we're 15-3 on our big plays. I think that's illogical. If you were sitting right here, I'd probably smack you upside the head and say, hey, come on, get some common sense. But, what you really want to do is, let's just put it down for 0-0. We're going to have another 18 games here on out. We're halfway through. Might even have more with the bowl games and all that. So let's just pretend we're 0-0 and starting all over, and you've already checked our history, our track record, and everything. It'd be like checking our track record for the last 3 or 4 years and then finding out September 1st you want to start at 0-0 at the start of the season.
Exactly.
Well, let's just make this your start of the season and come on board. You're going to get the 10-star triple systems play in a system that has never lost, and there's going to be 2 other college games. And in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do right now on the show. I just thought about that. We're so strong on these 3 games. If we don't sweep the board, call in, or I'll have an email that you can email in, and we'll give them our 10-star play on the NFL on Sunday. So that's a 3-0. You like all three colleges. I love all three colleges because I just love it. My piece of work. I don't mind telling people when I put my money on it. It's because I love it, not because I just kind of like it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to get up and watch the games and win the money, cash the bet, and beat my bookie. So 3-0, or you'll get Sunday's 10-star play free, and I'll have an email address on there in case we go 2-1 or something like that. But anyway, so 3-0 for all you guys that want to start out. Let's get you going. All right, talk to you next week.